All right. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be doing a lot of good stuff here. We're going to talk a lot about stuff. Got about a 40-page document here of pure knowledge. So it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to do one last thing here. We're going to just send out a tweet real quick so people know I'm live. Here we go. Just going to copy paste this one right here. Get that over here. Get that there. And post. Yep. All right. There we go. And sound is on. Sound should be good. Got the live streams on. Yep. Everything's good. Okay. Yeah, so we have some exciting news. I mean, there's a lot of news actually. Really, a big shit amount of news actually coming out here today, and it just keeps pouring in. You know, Zelensky, he's at the UN meeting, big UN meeting that was launched here today. He is there in New York, and this is a big event here. We got a lot of pictures and all that stuff. We'll get to that. First, we're going to talk about Azerbaijan and Armenia. There are stuff happening. Breaking news here is that there's a large-scale fighting has just started in Nagorno-Karabakh. There we go. Artillery and suicide drones are in action. Both sides. It's possible that another war between Azerbaijan and Armenia starting between our eyes. However, we do have contradictions towards the war starting. I have a lot of back and forward here. So we have a lot of officials stating something and saying another thing here. But we have images coming out here from Azerbaijan. So you guys can get to see this here firsthand. So listen to the sound there. Welcome in 86. Thanks for the likes there. So listen to the sound there. You can hear the drone there in the background. The you hear that suicide drone sound. Turn it up a bit. And gunfire back and forward.
Drone.
But it's not the idea of Armenian territory. At least it's not the so-called sound right now. But yeah. You see those drones in the air right there?
There's smoke there.
So smoke over there, yeah. So this is always an area that's been a lot of explosions there. And we have gotten more videos. So war has begun in Karabakh. Destruction of Armenian Tor air defense system in Kahanendi, sorry, something like that. I can't even pronounce these names here. So check this out. Also, well, we got another video here for you. Oh, there we go. So check this out right here. What's going on over here? It's a bit. There you go.
Xankəndi şəhər arasında yerləşən Tor Zəmir Raket kompleksi məhv edildi.
So that right there is air defense systems on top of the hill right there that just shot out by one
şəhər arasında yerləşən
that
Tor
looked like a
Zəmir
missile. I
Raket
mean, looked
kompleksi
came
məhv
in quite
edildi.
fast. So it looked like a missile. This is all going on in the area here. However, we do have the PM of Azerbaijan stating some different things here, but we're gonna get through the videos here first. Another Azerbaijan Barak TB2 UCAV strike on Armenian army target. All the targets are destroyed with pinpoint accuracy. So this is Azerbaijan doing their work here in Bakhar. So this is really happening here. There's a lot of stuff happening. We've got another video here from Clash Report here. Let's check this out. Yeah. So you got the turn the sound off there. So so yeah, in that area there's supposed to be some kind of systems or infantry. I think there's an infantry running in from the side there. There you go. That's the explosion. And this is happening live here. This is an undeveloped. This is a developing situation. I mean, this all did come in hours ago. So this is not happening at the moment. But there are still things happening at the moment as of what we're of right now. Things are going pretty wild over there. However, the Armenian PM Nikhail Pashani Armenia will not go to war with Azerbaijan over Nagorno-Karabakh. So they're saying that despite it being in their territory and, you know, the pledge to protect it, they're not going to go to war over attacks. So Azerbaijan is attacking the Armenian army, and the PM does not want to go to war, and this does not go over well in the parliament. Neither did it go over well with the people, and there's lots of protests happening, and we're going to get to all of that as well. The Russian army provided Azerbaijan with the coordinates of all the positions and the location of the equipment of the armed forces of Armenia in Karabakh and moved away from the indicated places. The Armenian publication Hakan Shah and they're calling him, this is from Mask23 on Twitter. Thank you for that much. So the Russians are helping out the Azerbaijan, which is funny because there are Russian peacekeepers in Armenia. So this is the whole thing that, you know, that the Russians will be helping out Azerbaijan. They're trying to create some kind of conflict to draw away attention from Ukraine. Is certainly what that seems to be doing here. So Azerbaijan is certainly being helped by Russian intelligence, since they do have satellites and they can provide precisions. So this is happening right here, and Russia is certainly on the side of Azerbaijan. You know, when you provide accurate precisions of enemy troops, you're on the side of the enemy that you're providing the positions to. You know, there's no other way to put it. They're on a side, you know. So right now what we're looking at is a real tense situation here. I don't know why we're not at war yet. It appears to me that we should be at war, but apparently the PM, and they're calling him a traitor, you know, they call him a traitor. They attacked the army, but they're not going to war. So we don't know why we're not at war yet, but apparently we are not, but they are, you know, we in the fact that they are, you know, we're not going to go to war, don't worry. Okay. Armenia is not going to launch a military action because of the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. Armenian President Nikol Pashinyan said he emphasized that the republic has no army in Nagorno-Karabakh. At the moment, we will not take any rash actions, the head of state said. Meanwhile, a spontaneous rally is gathering in the center of Yerevan. Protesters are chanting, Nikol is a traitor, and Artsakha, I don't know what that means. The protesters blocked Tigran Metz Avenue. Armenian ambassador at large Endom Makaranya, there you go, called on the U.S. to mediate in the Karabakh situation. So they're calling on the U.S. They can't take care of their own problems, so they got to call on the U.S. So we got videos of protests going on here. This comes as all these rockets and people's lives are in danger, but apparently the president doesn't want a war. No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that they want a war, but when your sovereignty is attacked and when your people are attacked, you'd be a pretty weak leader if your final decision was to not go to war. When your country's attacked, you go to war. You know, there's no other options there unless you have an agenda that doesn't suit the people. You know, so this is weird. So this is one video. So this is PM. Nikol is the PM of Armenia, and they're now chanting, "He's a traitor." They're blocking the streets as they shut the avenue of some street I couldn't remember. He's all coming out from this, obviously quite some hours ago. As what we know, it's still going on. That guy is shouting. That guy got to be an official or something. I'm gonna let that guy pass. One last thing here. Again, there, he's a traitor, Nico's a traitor, Nico's a traitor. So the people want a war. You know, and there's no other way to put it, guys. The Armenian people feel empathy with their Armenian people, and many who probably have family in the area, or I don't know, but or soldiers or sons, and many probably feel the factor that, listen, we're at war. We got to go to war. They've attacked us, and we're not going to war. So, this is a lot. This is a lot right now to really process here. The Armenian Foreign Affairs Minister calls on Russian peacekeepers contingents to take action against Azerbaijani aggression. So that's not going to happen. Is what I'm hearing. Because if the Russians are helping out the Azerbaijan, which is what we're hearing they're doing, we're certainly not going to expect any help against them. That would be a weird twist, wouldn't it? Footage of the air defense of the Armenian armed forces. I think that was the same footage we've seen. Maybe a different one. Another video here. Oh yeah, there's more air defense. So this is videos of air defense systems going up in Armenia, I think. Or Azerbaijan. I think Armenia. Look at that. They're going to intercept. It certainly seems like there's something flying right there. Yeah, so this is all happening. I mean, this is again, this sort of action right here, or situation right here, is pretty much a normal Tuesday in Israel. But it's certainly not a normal day for the Azerbaijan and Armenian armed forces here. This is a very tense situation, so we'll keep an eye on it. We got more for you. Asyr missile destroyed a Tor air defense system in Kani. It looks like more on a full-scale war breaking out. Maybe I have the same video twice here. So there's a lot of videos that came out, and I was bringing out the videos as I got them. Maybe the same one right here. No, it's the same one. My bad. Yeah, we're going to show that one. Different one here. Yeah, it seems like there's only... I mean, there's a lot of videos you could probably find. There's so much other things to get through right now, so... Let me show this one. Oh, we got this one. I haven't seen this one. Check this one out. This is another one. Azerbaijan Barak TP2 UCH strike on Armenian army artillery. It's the same. I think it's the same system, but it's a different strike. This is a different video. Again, these are videos already coming out as well. Look at that. That's artillery's positions right there. Look at that. And there we got. But look at that. We got Armenian armed forces down there. I mean, the factor is that the Armenian armed forces that are at the area fighting right now think they're at war. I mean, what else would they think? You saw ammo cook off down there. You saw that? That was ammo cooking off right there. And they're just wreaking havoc. And the factor is that the Armenian, armed forces can't match up with it because the Russians are helping out, giving the positions, and the the armed commander-in-chief, their commander-in-chief, the Armenian prime minister, simply is not giving them any support. He's saying that we're not at war. We're not going to war. We don't have any soldiers. We know they have soldiers. He's lying. I mean, whoever is there. I mean, if Azerbaijan is attacking Russian peacekeepers, I doubt that, because that would mean that the Russians have given positions of their own Russian peacekeepers. I doubt that's a scenario. So it's the Armenian armed forces that are being attacked by Azerbaijan forces. This is a pretext for war, and they're not at war. How are they not at war? I don't get this. Is he? What agenda does the Nicole? What agenda does he have? I don't get it. Okay, well, there's other people coming out here in the supports. Turkish MFA. Azerbaijan had to take the measure it deemed necessary on its sovereign territory. So Turkey's coming out again, because they're always steaming on the head of being right or not. Protesters in Yerevan, Armenia. Lavrov is a bitch and Putin is a kulo, which means dickhead. Streaming Lavrov is a bitch because the reason why they're doing that is because the point was that the Russian peacekeepers were going to help Armenia. That was the point. That was the security guarantee, but they haven't done it. They haven't lived up to the pledge that they've given them. So this is happening now.
заставили его пойти на военные преступления в Украине. Сегодня Владимир Путин совершает военные...
They're also mentioning Ukraine. They're mentioning how I don't understand the language here, but I can tell that he's talking bad about Russia. Right there. That's the guy talking. Is it not? Oh, I think it is. Yeah.
Vladimir Putin.
No, it's not. It's not.
Vladimir
Putin back here, maybe. There we go.
Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, speakers there.
30 лет ставил своих марионеток у власти
Call him
в
dickheads.
Армении,
Call him Putin a
чтобы
dickhead.
проводить
And
свою
Lavrov a bitch.
наглую, циничную,
That's the direct
имперскую
translation. It's not me
политику.
saying
И
it.
так
This
было
is them
всегда
saying, even though I
на
agree.
протяжении
I 100% agree. I mean,
кровавой истории
know?
Российской империи. Будьте вы прокляты, подонки!
Baronka.
Кровь арцахских женщин и детей всегда будет на вашей совести, и вы сдохнете, увидя с собой эти крики, покоренную Армению и...
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically a lot of that, you know. So I could watch the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. It's basically just a lot of that. So the European Parliament urged the EU Council to consider imposing sanctions on Azerbaijan for military actions in Karabakh. So the European Parliament has urged the EU Council to impose sanctions on Azerbaijan. So the EU is now backing behind Armenia. I don't know if there's... I actually don't know if there's still U.S. forces in Armenia, because they did have training, but they may have left by now. But we don't know. I mean, they're pointed out that they used to be U.S. soldiers in Armenia. Which is one thing. There was U.S. soldiers in Armenia not that long ago, so this is kind of a serious situation here. I don't know if they're still there, but that's one thing we gotta look out for, right? A protest rally is held in front of the Russian embassy in Armenia against the backdrop of the event. We also have another protest video here. Is this a different one? It's the same one. There's a lot of stuff coming in. No, this is a different one. So, again here, just more videos of... I mean, this one's a bit more peaceful and quiet, but they're in the front of the... what was it? There's the Russian embassy? Yeah, Russian embassy in Armenia. Yeah, they're not getting them go in or out. They're telling them to fuck off and say that they are, you know... They don't like them anymore. They're swinging flags around. They want them out. They actually have said that they want the peacekeepers out. They're not doing them good anyways. I think many of these people right here are, of course, frightened for their life at this moment, and I would be too, because the factor is, you know, right now you may be going into a fucking war here. How you doing, Wincy? Welcome in. So the factor is that, yeah, you might be going straight on, head on into a fucking war right here, and your prime minister, you know, he's saying that we're not going to war, but your army was attacked. You know, that would be kind of like Joe Biden not going to war after Russia attacked, you know, NATO troops or you know, so U.S. soldiers. If that would happen, you know, if Biden was not going to war, he'd be sacked, you know, because that can't happen, you know. So, and especially when it's that deliberate, because it wasn't like an accidental kind of thing. It was really like it was really you know, meant to happen. So, Armenian PM, we have more here, Pashinyan. Some forces, both internal and external, are trying to drag Armenia into the war. Confirm once again that Armenian armed forces are not in Nagorno-Karabakh. They won't succeed, no matter how difficult it may be, particularly emotional. We must not give the opportunity to some forces, external and internal, to jeopardize Armenian statehood. Clash reports here. So, yeah, you know, he's saying that there are no forces. He's also saying that whatever these forces are, these are fake forces. I mean, that's his outline here. He's stating that whatever this is, it's fake forces, or that it's not real people that's there, or nobody's being attacked. Despite the fact that we have videos of people being attacked. So I don't know if this is a fake stage up for some kind of war here. You know, if the PM is right and there literally is no forces there, and if he's telling the truth, this is a weird situation here, because that means that the Russians are either helping them out here or something's happening. I mean, something seems to either be happening or not, but it is happening no matter what, you know. So they're not going to go to war over something that they say had nothing to do with them. However, they also say that it may have something to do with them, so it's a confusing situation, right? So, and also, again here, they're not talking about coup. So a coup is brewing in Armenia. One of the opposition leader, Andrik Tavayan, called for overthrowing the government, and there are clashes between protesters and police, all while Azerbaijan armed forces are destroying the Armenian armed forces in Karabakh. So this is still ongoing situation here. Again, you know, so this seems like a really, again, this is just shrouded in mystery, you know. Well, in reality, it's not. You know, Azerbaijan is attacking Armenia. They've been getting to go and they had to attack another southern country, you know, with the Russian help. So, yeah. You know, there's not much to it, but again, there's much to it. You know, it's hard. It's not like a hard line, right? Protesters demand the resignation of the Armenian president Pashan. And meanwhile, Azerbaijan army broke through the line of contact with Armenian forces in Nagorno-Karabakh. In several places, Azerbaijani presidential foreign policy advice Himak Hayin told routes. Okay, that didn't make sense. The Azerbaijan Defense Ministry said that there are more than 60 combat positions of the Armenian armed forces in Karabakh have come under the army's control. So they're now pretty much controlling the situation, and we're probably gonna get another war map going on here up soon, right? I mean, I've got some videos. I mean, I don't know. You know, like, it's me. I'm trying to explain it, right? But you know, this is in front of the I believe the parliament, or you know, their parliament, or whatever that is. Smoke screens, everything is just happening, and a lot of people, you know, they're mad. They don't want it. They don't want him anymore. He's not supporting the people. He's lying, is what they're saying. But the other part is that he was, you know, the PM was also quite famously said some time ago that he didn't want to rely on Russia anymore. So this is, you know, he said that he couldn't rely on Russia. So if he's colluding with the Russians, that seems to be a weird thing. He's probably not. But what would stop him from going to war? I don't know what. You know. I mean, I get why not. Listen, you don't want to go to war, but the fact is, when you're attacked, you know, you have no other choice. As the leader, you have no other choice. Attack, and you know, when it's on your territory, you gotta go. You know. You gotta defend what's yours. He's not doing that. His armed forces have been attacked, and he's not doing anything about it. It's either he's very weak, or he's just trying to maintain the so-called peace and quiet that they have somewhat endured. Yeah, so it's you know, it's hard to realize. It's actually hard to think about what his motive behind not going to war is, but yeah, okay. Well, Azerbaijan, Armenian hostility and overview event will be posted in the thread. Air alert, drone noises and gunfire and heard in Karabakh region. I think, was this the same video? I just came in and posted all kinds of fucking things. Like, I just found video come in all over, right? Yeah, same video. All right, what we got? Oh yeah, we have one here. Russian peacekeepers publish footage from evacuation of civilians in Karabakh. There are, in fact, six cities in the Karabakh region that has been completely evacuated. I'll give you those cities here in a second. Trying to pronounce them as best as I can. But here you have it. These are the Russian peacekeepers that are supposed to not be doing their job right now. Apparently are doing their job, somewhat, at least right there, right? And are driving them out of there. These are Russian peacekeepers with the flags there. Surprised there's any of them left. But there you go. I believe this is from now. I have no idea. They're running around with kids. That's what he's doing. Did you need to hold her? Like, no. Probably she was tired of walking. Tired of walking. But there you go. This is also happening here, and there are a confirmation of it. 6 villages abandoned by Armenian forces in Karabakh. Paylayan. Okay, well, you get to just see the names because I can't pronounce it. These cities right here. Okay, so this is Ajabala. I can't pronounce all of these, but you know, these cities are 6 cities in the Bara region that has in fact been evacuated due to the threat of the ongoing so-called, the ongoing threat of war. I mean, and the ongoing threat of missiles and UAV attacks. That's, you know, plaguing the area right now. Holy shit! I just pinched my arm. Okay, in operations indicated by the Azerbaijan army in Karabakh, the following systems belonging to the Armenian forces were destroyed by the Bayraktar TB2. One SA-8 air defense system, P-18 radar system, 4 cannons, meaning shell. Well, sorry, artillery system, right? 3 shelters, 1 base station, and 2 positions. So, you know, captures are taken. Getting here videos coming in there. These are trench line or some kind of thing here. I don't know what they thought that was going to hold. It looks like kind of like a thin piece of wood just laying on top there. I believe the Armenian forces are well unprepared for war. I think that's their main issue, that they're very much unprepared for a war. Azerbaijan has been preparing for this for a while. Necessarily not ready, but they are seeming to be ready. So yeah. Video recorded from Iranian side of the border showing Armenian military trucks heading towards Karabakh. So we also have, again, you know, so the Armenian military forces heading towards Karabakh. They're not going to war, but they still have trucks heading towards Karabakh. So here you have it. Check this out. This video from the Iranian side of the border. So just on the other side there. Turn that off there. So check this out. You gotta look over in this direction here. It's gonna zoom in on it just in a second. You saw some of the first trucks there, but there you go. Look at that. That definitely looks like military trucks that are standard trucks that we've already seen them drive up in. So these are happening. These are happening right now as well, I'd imagine. But they're still they're driving forces into the area, is what we're hearing. And again, you know, they're saying they're not going to war. They're not taking any rash decisions. However, I think this decision of not going to war may change in the very near future. You know, how long can they actually how long can they hold out before going to war? They may be going to war. They may have war right now. I haven't checked Twitter. I mean, they could be at war right now, and I just don't know. But this is as far as I got with my news right now. You know, I try to keep it up to date all the time, but you know. There's also some other news here. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken will join diplomatic efforts on the situation in Karabakh within 24 hours. Routes reporting citing sources. Azerbaijan MOD. We once again call on the units of the Armenian armed forces located in Karabakh region of the Azerbaijan to lay down their weapons and surrender. Okay. In case anti-terrorist measures will be suspended, we are operated contact with the Russian peacekeepers contingent to temporary station in the territory of Azerbaijan, and we are creating all conditions for them to perform their duties. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff happening. I mean, they're now telling, yeah, so it's a weird situation. They're telling them to lay down their arms. They're telling them that there are no, the PM is telling them that there are no troops in the area. However, everybody knows that there are troops in the area because we've been seeing them drive the artillery positions and put up armed positions in the area for a while. So, so they're really, I mean, the PM is really just lying, and the people know it, and they want a wrench. This is an ongoing situation, and we'll get you more into that. However, we're going to move on here now to Russian news here. Russian war propaganda targeting the youth is going into overdrive. We will win, the young Putin patriots sing. So we have a video here from Twitter coming in of these usually young girls dressed up in like Russian color flag, you know, clothes in front of a tank. The tank looks fake as well. So they're saying we're gonna win. Jesus Christ. Hey, this is the links that they've gone to, by the way, gentlemen. Like, this is the links they've gone to. I don't know, is this copyright? I don't know. I would imagine so.
Верим мы в победу и святую Русь.
Jesus Christ. I mean, they all look the same as well. They look like they just came out of an ash pot as well. I mean, there's really kind of, you know, it's just, I mean, what am I gonna say? Like, it's the links that the Russian army has gone to nowadays. You know, propaganda, straight up propaganda coming out. We will win. Getting children to sing a song for your war. I mean, it's, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Russian Lancet kamikaze UAV strike on Ukrainian MiG jet fighter at Kryvyi Rear Air Base. I just want to point this out, that there has been a lot of talks about this video right here. There's a video coming out that's come out of apparent Russian UAV attack on a Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jets that was supposedly just open in a fucking field open in the airbase there. So the fighter jet's down here, and this is the drone coming in. They said they damaged it, but looking at the picture of it, it kind of looked like they missed it, you know, in every way. And there's also in the way this thing is moving as well. The factor is that the Ukrainians don't put their planes out like this. We don't know why these planes appear to have been outside, or what they're doing there. They have the Ukrainian flag colors there. It doesn't exactly look like a video game, which I thought it was at first. However, it can look a little bit like a video game. As well as they you know, they had one job, which was to strike the plane straight on. You know, they didn't do that. They fucking missed the plane. You know, yeah, it might be damaged. God forbidden. But the factor is, they missed the fucking plane. They hit on the right side. They didn't fucking hit it. They didn't hit the cockpit, the engine. They hit it, and it exploded from underneath. It definitely took out the cockpit, and there definitely was an explosion. It's going to hurt. However, the weird thing about this video right here that's been circulating around Twitter, or people claiming it back and forward here, is that we don't know. I've not seen any Ukrainians that would deliberately point and paint their jets like this, which is one thing. Where is the air defense systems, which is the other thing? There's no air defense systems around. I mean, that looks like a little bit. Maybe that's an air defense system there. I don't know, but it's unmanned. Maybe something kind of air system going on over here. It's unmanned, which it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an unmanned air defense system. You know, because they're jets, you know. But first of all, they missed, which is another thing. So I mean, this is a weird video. Again, you know, this is possible. Yeah, it happens. However, I've not known, because Russia are not capable nowadays to fly drones over Ukrainian positions to monitor things like this. You know, this is 35 kilometers inside Russia, and you tell me that it's a drone flying overhead in Russia? In Ukraine. It just doesn't happen anymore. It just doesn't happen anymore. Russia, you know, Ukraine is shooting them down. Now, there may be gaps in Ukrainian air defense systems that allowed this to happen. I'm not sure. Okay? I can't claim that it didn't happen. It looks real. However, you know, we also have to point out that sometimes the enemy gets lucky. You know, we can't always be the lucky ones. We can't always be the best ones. However, I want to point out again, the Russians fucked up because they missed the plane. If it's true or not, seems a little unlikely. However, if it is true, it happened. It's something that the Ukrainians definitely need to revamp on their air defense system. Because that was definitely a mistake right there to let the drone fly in. It definitely wasn't a kamikaze drone. But we'll have to just look into it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems weird, right? And I don't think so, but it is what it is. And we'll if it happened, it happened. The plane looks like it's going to probably fly within a week, you know. Yeah. Minor damages to report. Today, Russian headquarters in Melitopol were destroyed. So we have another one here. This is from the so now we're talking, you know, Ukrainian advances here. So check this out right here. We have a video of so check over to the right over there. There's some smoke coming up here in a second. Hear the sound of that rocket or something like that coming in. Storm shadow maybe. Yeah, and there you go. Look at that. Big explosions happening there. This is apparently a headquarters in Melitopol. I haven't gotten any other pictures of it. We just know this happened, and we know this was that, and we know it was attacked. So, seriously, yeah, there you go. Got the shockwave there. What's that? Yeah, there you go. And the Kim shockwave. Good job, gentlemen. Good job. Again, this is also, again, you know, Russians, they're just not firing back at all. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu arrived in Tehran today to beg Iranian officials to send more weapons to Russia. Iran and North Korea are the only two countries sending direct military aid to Russia. However, Iran has just signed a deal with the U.S. in case of lifting sanctions. They would stop supplying weapons. So if they break that code again, you know, the U.S. is probably going to reimpose the sanctions, which is another thing. So here you go. We have Shogun on. This is I believe Shogun right here, or Shogi or Shogun. Yeah, I think it's his counterpart. Leave that right there is his counterpart. So yeah, this happened, and he was there. They're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. Predominantly, I believe their talks are gonna go upon the kamikaze drones, the UAV production, the general weapon supply that they're gonna be delivering. Oh shit, I'm tired as fuck. I really need to. I need to sleep. Oh yeah, long news head I use. So sorry if I sound a little weird. I am a bit tired. Didn't sleep much last night, but that's the spirit. Check that out. He's walking up there, and this is, you know, poor quality video. This is what you get. And this is what you get when it comes to these countries, right? Yeah. And you gotta, that arm gotta hurt eventually. You hold that arm up, all the way up. Goddamn. And a rebellion in brewing. Oh, how you doing, DV? A rebellion is brewing in the Russian Federation, which will lead to the fragmentation of the country. This was announced by the Secretary of National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine, Olinsky. Yeah. Danilov. At the same time, he believes that there will be no second campaign against Moscow. Following this example of Bogosian rebellion, I think that this will no longer be a hike. Let us remember how the collapse of the USSR took place in 1999 of August, there, which is maturing there, and the GKCP CHP group, as it was in 1991, it's already maturing. And okay, this text does not make fucking sense. I mean, I don't know what fucking translated this shit right here, but this does not fucking make sense. This is a well-known fact, and we understood who is in charge of this, how it happens. Danny loves this. Yeah, this is a direct translation sometimes. well, a dangerous domino effect. Well, I mean, Turkey is aligned with Azerbaijan, as far as I know. The U.S. is aligned with Armenia. However, I don't think they have any security pledge. The Iran, as well as I think, aligned with Azerbaijan. Iran, I'm kind of on the fence with. But however, Russia appears to also be aligned with Azerbaijan, as well as being aligned with Armenia. So I don't know. But yeah, you know. I'm doing fine. Doing fine. So, I mean, a domino effect, sure, possible, but, you know, we'll have to see. I can't answer that question because I don't really know anything about it at the moment. But, you know, this whole thing is weird because we're talking about Middle Eastern countries here. It's never simple with these guys. Just want to say that. It's never simple with these wars because there's, you know, factions and warlords and, yeah, it's never simple. So, yeah. Russia has reportedly begun using a new airbase for missile strikes on Ukraine. This Russian stationed numerous Tu-95s at the military airfield Soviet Sky near Vochek, or Vochka, or maybe something like that, which is located 2.4 thousand kilometers from the Ukrainian border. 2 bombers took off from the base on the evening of September 18th, which was today. Well, yesterday for you guys. Sorry, it was yesterday. It's the 19th. What the fuck? I'm tired. Okay, well, I got the video here. Thanks to Oichnik for buying this right here. Check him out on Twitter. So check this out. This is where the Russians are, you know, resulting to move their. This is where the Russians are resulting to move their Tu-95s. They're moving them so far outside so far away from the Ukrainian border, so, because they don't want to be attacked by the Ukrainians anymore. Because the Ukrainians have shown that you have to move your Tu-95 so far out, you know, so we won't fucking get you because we're gonna fucking get you is what they're saying, you know. So that's the airfield. That's what they're protecting. There's a chopper over there. I think it's a statue or something like that. But yeah, that's what they're doing now, and you know, and check. So it's next to this island right here, which is like again, it's 2.4 thousand kilometers away from Ukraine's border. I don't know how many miles that is, but it's a lot of miles. Okay. A Ukrainian MiG-29 aircraft was damaged. This is the report of it. So this is the report of this MiG-29. Fighter was damaged by the Russian Lancet loitering munition at the airfield of Kiri. The closest Russian positions are located more than 65 kilometers away. So the report said that it was so far away that this seems to be impossible. However, apparently they did it. Well, we can't know, right? This is classic Russian right here. All right. Well, Russians are worrying about encirclement in Bakhmut by Ukrainians. The situation in the Bakhmut section of the front is worsening. The enemy is slowly pushing our units out of the most advantageous position. If the situation does not improve in the near future, it could create a threat to our group in the city, which is not the best position anyways. In the worst case, everything can end with the encirclement of Bakhmut, which comes from a commander in the area of Russian front right now. So this is, again, you know, look at so this is from Telegram, right? So I like how, so I love because these are many times they did find a jet, and I'm gonna get to that, DV. I'm gonna get to that. They did. So this is. I love how, you know, these guys are like, oh, I'm so fucking mad. I'm so mad. These guys are like, fire, like shit, and these guys are like sad, and there's these guys with the like blown their mind, like what, you know, Russian telegrams. There's a Russian telegram right there. These are bops, right? The Russians right there, like what is happening? What? 3.2 thousand people went what? The Russian partition group Pravo. Oh, you guys gonna get over here. Pravosila reported sighting fire to reported setting fire to 2 military trucks in the Leningrad region of Russia. According to the group, the trucks had bulletproof vests and thermal imaging. Again, this is Russian sabotagers working inside of Russia to sabotage. You guess what? Russia. Yes. Check this out. Check this out right here. So these trucks right here, which supposedly contain vital Russian equipment, was set alight by Russian separatists. Look at that right there. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, agreed, dude, agreed. Molotov being thrown over. These are either Russian colluders that are, these military margins guys that are going against it all and going against the idea of war, and they're burning down military trucks from the Russian side. Patrick, how are you? Welcome. Mayor of temporarily occupied Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov, showed a video of the work of the Russian anti-aircraft defense. So the Russian, and he then decided as well, this is the mayor, that's the one thing that I've said before, don't share these fucking videos out, because what you're doing is showing videos of where these fucking air defense systems are. We so happen to be lucky that the pre-installed mayor of Melitopol shared the positions of the Russian air defense system. So we had to be so lucky for him to do that. Because you won't. So this right here as well was the thing we saw above. So you remember that video we saw before of that middle headquarters? This thing right here? Yeah, that's the video that we see now closer. So the same area but closer. This is what happens. Look at that. Why is that guy running? Oh, why is you know? Why do you think this guy's coming? Why do you think that guy's running right there? Oh, why do you think that guy's running? Oh, wait. Boom, there you go. Yep, he says. Yep, he says. He says, yep. Or bliet. He may have said bliet, I don't know. Again, these guys are sharing out the positions because they're taking videos all the time like, oh, what's up, guys? What's up? And then they're showing videos of the positions of where they are. It's so stupid. Anyways, that's it I got from Russian news as of right now. That's the stupid news, but we got it done. Ukraine government news and more is what I've titled this one. Ukraine needs air defense systems more than long-range missiles, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has said. Thank you, Lloyd Austin. You are right. Okay. Olena Salenska participated in an event at the sidelines of the 78th session of we got area it's turning on here in Ukraine and Sumy and Kharkiv region of the UN General Assembly. The event was dedicated to the day of the fight for equal pay for work. The First Lady of the Ukrainian spoke about the situation with the pay of Ukrainian women and how every woman has felt the impact of war. Ukrainian resistance has a female face. Our women have been through everything. They have faced all the risk and challenges, taking on the load in all spheres. I don't know. Yeah. While serving in the army for women is voluntary, there are more and more women. There are about 60,000 women that have signed up to join the Ukrainian army, is what comes out from the First Lady here from Ukraine. A great job. Women in armor as well has also been given out. Well, we got a video, and she's talking English in it, so I want to show you that so we can understand. She's actually, if this is at the UN General Assembly here in New York. Well, maybe it's not. I don't know. In the same area. I think she's maybe there. I don't know. Yeah, we got air sciences turning on in the background here. Keep an eye on it, of course.
Thank you for raising this extremely important topic. It is also crucial for Ukraine.
Yeah, New York Grand Central. Yeah, it's just in New York.
19 months, Ukraine is inspiring the world with its resistance. And what we discovered, Ukrainian resistance has a female face. And this is not an exaggeration. Journalists always ask me about the role of Ukrainian women in the war. And each time I emphasize that our women have lived through everything, felt all the risks and challenges,
Sound too
and
good,
have
does she?
taken on responsibilities in all spheres. It's not just about the refugees who evacuate
Can I just say something? She doesn't sound that good. She's breathing very heavily. I don't know if it's because she's having trouble speaking English or because she's nervous. She may be nervous. That's one thing. She's just breathing very heavily. Like, I'm not trying to point anything out. She's really, like, very heavily.
children and elder relatives to safe places. It's also about the doctors, because most of them are women,
But maybe
teachers
she's
who
nervous.
continue to teach.
She's great. She's great, by the way. We'll point that out.
They
She's
are
from Denmark.
mostly women also. We have a powerful volunteer movement, and most of its activists are women as well. There are more and more women in a military service. 60,000, although it is voluntary for them. There are even female artillery commanders. By the way, one of them is a former teacher. An interesting fact, in Ukraine traditionally we have more women with a degree than men, 47% compared to 36%. And now all this female knowledge and experience are being directed towards saving the country and those around us. It sounds like equality, isn't it? However, only from one perspective, from the perspective of responsibilities. Because at the same time, women have become more vulnerable, losing their jobs, their businesses. Women used to run most of our small businesses, and they were first to suffer. Very often their shops, salons, firms were burned down along with the cities they were located in.
Yeah.
And now back to the topic of the meeting, add the gender pay gap to all these challenges. I would like to remind you right away this is not only a Ukrainian issue. In the EU, women earn 13% less than men and are less likely to become top managers. Women often underestimate themselves. For example, there were more women than men participated in the grant competitions for the entrepreneurs in Ukraine this year. However, organizers noted that women asked for less funding for their projects. To combat this, Ukraine joined the European Belarus Partnership for Gender Equality. Just a couple of figures. If in 2015 the gender pay gap in Ukraine was 26%, in 2021 we reduced it to 18%. And when the Russian invasion began, I personally had a fear that our development would perish first in the war, that we all would find ourselves surviving but not living. And I'm glad that it hasn't come true. And I'm happy the state made a fundamental decision to develop and improve even during the war, despite the war. And last Friday, the Ukrainian government approved of the national strategy of overcoming the gender pay gap in Ukraine until 2030. Does it look ambitious for a country in war? Yes, it does. But we want to turn our trauma into growth. We continue to work towards equality during the war. But an important additional component is victory. So that our women can return from immigration, so that they can work and earn decent wages in their homeland, so that new businesses can open. We desperately need victory. Therefore, when people talk about supporting Ukraine, you can be sure that any support for Ukraine will also impact our women, their equality. They have taken on so many responsibilities now that there is an obligation to provide them with every opportunity, as well as confidence
that's a big-ass spider right
and justice. And this is not a legal duty, but a moral
One second, guys. I gotta wait for this video to be over.
These are universal values for which Ukraine is also currently fighting. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of this spider real quick. Yeah, so that's what we got from her. We're gonna leave you right. I'm gonna have to get rid of this fucking huge spider right next to me. 1 second. All right, there we go. On with the news. Thank you very much, Olinia Selenska. Well loved, well said, well fed. The National Police showed the first minutes after the Russian army struck Lviv. The UN reported that 300 tons of humanitarian aid was burned due to the shelling. So there is talks about this. There's a lot of humanitarian aid here in Lviv where there has been a mass out attack. We're gonna get the video here, some pictures of it later as well. But check this out right here. These are continuous attack along with as well, because we've seen these attacks happen in Lviv as well before. Lviv, by the way. Lviv. Just so you guys know what Lviv is. Lviv is here. You know, this is Lviv. This is the Russian front line. This is Lviv. You don't get farther. We don't get farther away. Sorry, Levy, not Levy. Levy. Yes, well, as there, don't know if there's anybody really, people underneath the rubble there. A huge rescue mission also on the way. Tons of humanitarian aid that needed to go. I mean, they thought we were safe. Nobody knows how they got that set out, but it happened. Now they're trying to get it out. A little bit of a viewer discretion here. There's no blood or anything like that. Yeah, some distressed. Not what appears to be hurt personnel. People. This guy was hurt as well, buried underneath. End. What do you end? Oh, sorry. So, also good to see there. She got saved. It's a woman that was screaming there. Good save. What are you talking about there, pillow? You mean end? Footage of a Mercedes-Benz C-Truss. This is a thing that's been given by the Mercedes-Benz to Ukraine for this war right here. So check this out. C-Truss truck in the service of Ukrainian armed forces. Mercedes-Benz said that it has supplied the Ukrainian military with 100 C-Truss trucks. So check this video out. We got another video here. Pretty cool truck that is... Don't know why he said don't know why he said view of discretion on that. It's just a truck, but all right. Check that out there. So there's a truck coming in there, and this is it's pretty durable as well. It's a very it's a generous contribution, really. Really, really great truck. Yeah, I just removed him. He apparently he doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to, because he's been in here before, so he only knows how to write one word at a time. I think he's got that. He doesn't have that much up in his brain, so he doesn't know how to write more words than one time at one time. You know, he doesn't have that much moving around his brain. That's why. So he has to spend a lot of time thinking about the next thing. It looks like I think he's Danish as well, which is a fucking shame. You know, Pille Steenberg, it's a Danish name, so it's a shame that he's Danish. I mean, I wouldn't want to claim him, but there we go. You know, some people are fucking idiots. Zelensky just arrived in the UN General Assembly. Yeah, Zelensky today was in the UN General Assembly in New York, guys. So he is in fact here, and he was seen there walking in. By the way, Mac Miller, everybody, the big guys, Joe Biden, everybody was there. Mac Miller being the commander-in-chief of the United States Army. He comes in with his personal staff there. That was you guys saw him there. He comes in. There he is, Zelensky. Walks in, and this is he's been talking throughout all day. We have got the talk points of what he said. We're gonna see them all. Yeah, he's walking up. Yeah, so he is in fact in that area. And a little bit of a better news here, guys. Something is happening in Sevastopol Bay and on the Crimean Bridge. Local media reports. So we have got pictures and a video as well of some sort of things happening in that area, as far as I know of. So we've got some extra pictures here. So there's apparently some kind of, this is a black smoke over here. It could indicate some kind of. So there's some kind of black smoke, white smoke there. Traffic is in fact blocked, and there has been stuff happening throughout the day. And there's been multiple amounts of, you know, smoke coming from out of the area there. Not any videos, however, there has been multiple reports about it. It's something we've seen it before. We don't know if there was any attacks. We did see a video of Storm Shadow missiles flying around in Ukraine today. So this could have been a Storm Shadow attack. We just don't know. I mean, still looking into it. But yeah, Maria Drutska provided these pictures here. So thank you very much, Ukrainian citizens there. So yeah, let's hope, right? Let's hope. I mean, that under over there looks like it got something. That could be in the ocean. They could like target some kind of things there. There are some gas systems and some gas pipes and stuff like that runs along that area that has like gone off before, that has caused smoke, but this looks pretty interesting. So still keeping an eye on it. Okay. 2 destroyed Russian launchers of the S-400, one of which was already documented. The other one was an undocumented loss. So now 2 S-400 systems and S-400 are both rated at a $600 million price tag, which means, and what you guys are looking at right here is $1.2 billion. This is Russian worth $1.2 billion ruble right here on the fucking ground, along with radar systems and all transport and everything. This was a lot of money, maybe up in $1.4 billion. Around the $1 billion mark at least. For the Russian army here, destroyed. One of them was known to have been destroyed. The other one, in fact, was not known to have been destroyed. And now we know that they both lost there. So that was not in Crimea, but in other areas as well. Billions of losses. Billions in losses. You know? Billions in losses. Really, really great stuff. Meanwhile, somewhere in the south, got this video right here. Just give you a video here. See if I can remember what these videos are. You know, I know when I see them, but okay. So here you have it. Oh yeah, it's this guy right here. So he's walking through. I think this is you can definitely see the front of it. You see the front of that tank, right? That's a Russian looks like a Russian T-90 tank destroyed by Ukraine. They put a flag on it. I don't know if it was Ukrainian, if it was in fact a Ukrainian tank, or if it was a Russian tank that they then put a flag on. I'm not sure. However, it is destroyed. The turret is missing, and it appears like the hole underneath it. It probably drove over our mine, looks like, or something like that. Look at the hole underneath. It looks like it drove over our mine or something. But it got destroyed. So another video is coming out there. Ukraine are making great advancements, holding the line, going forward. It's going great. Russians are fearing encirclement, and we know it's happening. Last night, Russian drones destroyed the levy warehouse of non-government organization Kartisap Spes and destroyed 300 tons of Vatican-issued humanitarian aid. The UN-resistant and humanitarian coordinator in Ukraine, Dennis Brown, stated that the following humanitarian workers, facilities, and assets are protected under international humanitarian law. Direct attack on indiscriminate attack are strictly prohibited. International humanitarian law is not an option. It is an obligation and must be upheld. The cynical terrorist attack took place just before the meeting of the UN General Assembly, in which the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Criminal State of Russia is scheduled to speak. Pictures of it here, and we also have a video of the area here. So we got the picture here. This is from the area. Lots of 300 ton of humanitarian aid that the Russians are attacked. Again, a literal war crime. It goes against UN law. Which Russia seamlessly doesn't care about. I mean, we know they didn't. You know, I'm not surprised that Russia doesn't care about that. You know, but it carries weight because it does mean that the UN can, when all said and done, is gonna bring a lot of rules down on them. They're gonna cost them a lot. 300 tons as well. It's a lot of humanitarian aid. The firemen over here spraying water in. Check that out. And as of right now, we don't know if there's anybody who was working at the facility or was inside the facility. There was people that was dug out of the ground, so there may have been some fatalities or at least some injuries. We don't know. Probably some people that was injured, shot. It appears that woman that we saw was carried out was from here in the rubble there. National police was also in the area. Levy is as far away from the Ukrainian front line as you get. Levy, sorry. But this is strictly against UN law, and they still did it, so... Just, I mean, incredibly, again, goes to prove just how little they care about law. Yeah. More Russian POVs caught in Klishchinka, Ukraine. So, let's get a video here. Good to see some Russian things get blown up then, you know. Let's see some Russian things being blown up, right? No, don't worry, it's alright. There's some blood. Don't point out, there is some blood. If you are very squeamish of blood, please look away. I don't want you to faint or anything like that. I will tell you when we're done. So if you are squeamish of blood, close your eyes. I'll tell you when the video is done. It is very little, okay? These are captured, and none of them are dead. They're all alive, but they are captured by the Ukrainian army. This is to show. So, alright, we're done. I don't know if you were closing your eyes, but we are done. You can open your eyes up again now. So, this is, of course, also part of the war. Prisoners. They were right. They're probably going to go get a much better life now. Let's think about it. The Russians once again shelled Kherson. So, yeah, we got a video here from Kherson as well. There's a guy walking here from the bus. Apparently they shelled the bus, or at least an unlucky bus driving in the area around. So Kherson, of course, on the other side of the Kherson, or the Dnipro River there. A very unlucky bus. A very unlucky... Oh, wait, was it a train? Or a bus? No, it's a bus. It just looked like... Yeah. Yeah, very unlucky bus there. Of course, it's probably down the street there. But it doesn't look like there was much damage to the bus itself. Likely is that people in front could have gotten hurt, but people in the back could probably drive that very good. Okay, well, let's get on to the personnel losses of the Russian army here. This is as of quite some time ago, so 520 troops, 17 APV, 13 vehicles and fuel tanks, 5 tanks, 35 artillery systems, 15 UAVs, 2 MLRS, 17 cruise missiles, 1 anti-aircraft gun system, and 2 special equipment and no boats. So yeah, there you got it. Take a good look at that. 520 troops. Low number, actually. Low number. But 5 tanks. That's good. It's good. Actually, kind of a low day, but, you know. Structure, anyways. Today, the headquarters of the 7th Airborne Division near Kasan was struck. Previously, many officers died from a targeted attack strike on the command post. The exact number of victims are carefully hidden. At the time of the shelling, the paratroopers were undergoing daily planning. The fact of the arrival of the Cheka OGPU was also confirmed by the chairman of the Organization of the Veterans of the 7th Guard Division, Evgeny Kahan. The 7th Guard Air Assault Division is stationed in Novorossiysk. The day before, it became known as about the death of the former deputy commander of the 7th Colonel Andrei Kondransky. At the end of February of 2022, its commander Andrei Sukhovsky died. The car in which the general was traveling was fired upon by a mortar crew. So this was a video that came out a long time ago. You probably wasn't there. I think I saw the video of it. There was a car that was blown up and was carrying a lot of high Russian targets that was blown up and people died there. This is again more people that has died there from the 7th Brigade, so 7th Airborne Division. So again, the Russians appear to have lost. The biggest problem for the Russians, again, this is something that is plaguing the Russians a lot, is losing high-value personnel. And at this point, high-value personnel is sergeants, anybody who really has any military experience that can lead an army, which the Russians are in many ways running dry on. They're running dry on them. They're not. They're simply not. They simply don't have the numbers anymore, and the people that are experienced, they're gonna have to rely on probably important, maybe Wagner soldiers, people who have been at war, things like that to lead the Russian army. But that's gonna require a lot of money, because those guys will require a lot of money, ranking systems and giving government positions, all that. It all comes with a price, right? Okay, another great news when it comes to transfer of weapons. Denmark is going to transfer Denmark is going to transfer 45 more tanks to Ukraine. This is reported by the Ritzau news agency, with referring to the country's defense minister, Troels Lund Poulsen. I actually used to be named Paulsen. I've changed my name since then, but the package will include 13 Leopard tanks and 15 T-72 tanks. So T-72s, yeah. Cold War. Huh? Sources from other places, probably. Storm Shadow flying over Russia. This is one thing I want to talk about here. We know that there was attacks at the Crimean Bridge, but there was, in fact, a short Storm Shadow flying over Russian positions somewhere in Ukraine. So again, there may have been attacks, Crimean Bridge, and there was a Storm Shadow missile traveling over them. So check this out. That's the British Storm Shadow missile there. Straight overhead right there. It kept going, So yeah, that guy thought instead of maybe alerting people or getting it to shoot down, he's gonna film it. Okay. Well, rescuers have completely eliminating the consequences of a suicide bomber hitting a Kazakami drone, the UAV, at a aid train in Levy, Minister of Internal Affairs. As a result of the attack, 1 person was killed and 2 more were injured. 300 tons of humanitarian was destroyed. So there has been reports there of 1 person that apparently was killed. Sadly. But the damage certainly could have been worse. We have a little bit of an extra video here. Some other exclusive content here. This is a I don't know what that is. I don't know. Probably some kind of cleaning drone. But look at the area there as well. I mean, it is just destroyed beyond, you know. I'd say, oh, yeah, okay. So it's a, yeah, so they don't have to move anything. And just one thing that the Ukrainians did, they have all these new tech systems. They're really, I mean, amazing at it. This is the future of firemen right there. So that's also, they're working on it. And that young boy definitely right there, he looked like he was a conscript into the fireman service right there. You saw that? Okay. Held productive meetings on the sideline of Ramistan. 15 grateful to the colleagues from the US, UK, Romania, Lithuania, Denmark, Sweden, Slovakia, and Norway for the subsequent consequent conversations. Hopefully the result will be soon in the tangible for our warriors on the battlefield. You guys saw that video I just saw, right? Hey, you guys saw this video right here, right? I showed it, right? Did I not show it? Dude, sometimes I forget if I... Did I click? Show it here again. Just a fire drone. Went through high tech. Yeah, no, I forgot to show it. Let's just show it again. Safety measures. Here you go. Alright, now we... Oh, okay. You did see it. Alright. Well, fair enough. I don't know. I'm still fucking forgot. I'm so tired. But, okay. I met with Krill Ram Jose. Okay, so you did see it. Alright. And thanks South Africa for taking part in peaceful, formal working groups. We discussed preparations for Global Peace Summit. Ukraine spares no effort to enhance global food security. We continue the Black Sea Grain Initiative. We try alternate routes. We have already achieved some success through it wasn't easy. I emphasize that we need to speed up the return of Ukrainian children illegally deported to Russia, as well as exchange for the detains. So again, you know, Zelensky here and the UN general, he's also talking about all these points. So we're going to get the main point of the quotes from what he was talking about.
In another country other than...
So here you have it. This is Zelensky talking with the South African, I believe. Yeah, South African. Got all the fucking videos. I got all the videos.
President, wonderful to see you, President. Yeah, it's wonderful to see you in another country other than Ukraine.
Not online.
Yes, not online. But you always look pretty.
Thank you so much.
Donna Chama. But you always look pretty. Thank you. I know. Zelensky, he should have said, I know. That's a long day for Zelensky. You know, speaking English all day, that's a long day.
We participated in South Africa. That too we found to be positive. We've continued to interact with your embassy. Good step, and there are a number of issues we will talk about once we are gone. We also want to thank you for...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Now get the fuck out. You heard me. Get the fuck out. Like, what are you saying right there? Okay. Yeah. So that's Zelensky with. They've had a lot of productive talks. Things are great. We're gonna get to more of that. Okay, so we all have a little bit of a sadder video here. This is what the liberated Kalishnikov looks like now. The occupiers partially wiped a village off the face of the earth. So practically, sorry, not partially, practically. This is a smaller village as well. It's just this village that was just, you know, you should see Bakhmut as well. I'm adding on the videos that we're gonna get to see a Bakhmut in all these videos here. But take a look at this. I'm gonna leave the music on for the intensity. So, coming out from Klishk, this is near Bakhmut in the Donetsk region. Pretty sure. So this, you know, World War I kind of thing. Just I mean, everything within miles of radius just destroyed. You know, it's you can just see the fire and the smoke everywhere. Smoke screens are put down every constant second. I mean, it's, you know, you get to see the village probably soon. Look at that. So that's the village right there. Take a look at that. I mean, it is not, any of these buildings are not destroyed. Really, really intense. There's a way that they built things, especially in Poland as well. They built their villages up along the road, because then they have easy access. They don't build them like behind, they build them up along that road there, so they have easy access to the road. It looks the same thing. If you go to Poland, you can see these kind of villages as well. But look at these villages here. I mean, just a scorched earth tactic, you know, which is what the Russians are doing right now. They did it against Napoleon. They're doing it against Zelensky, right? Retreating but leaving nothing behind is what their ultimate goal is, I think, at this point. So, really just, I mean, you look around, you see airstrike and airstrikes and airstrikes. You know, this is just an awful thing to see as well. He looks, you know, almost out of a fucking, it looks, you know, somewhat straight out of a fucking horror movie or the apocalypse sign kind of thing, you know. So really, I mean, really just, oh, okay. So really just a lot happening there. Thank Nexta on Twitter. Thank you for that. Okay. Breaking. Ukraine asked Germany to stop the German company Spinner from sending a high-precision CNC machine to Russia via Turkey. The machine will be used for increasing the pace of production of Russian tank ammunition. And this is one thing that the German companies are smuggling things into so they can get the dirty business. And Ukraine has asked Germany to put a stop to this. And it is up to Germany. I have no matter on the opinion. I mean, I do have a matter. I think when you're at sanctions, you're not allowed to supply anything to Russia. Therefore, you are by law, therefore you are by law, you know, how do you say, set to, and we put it like this, set to follow the sanctions of the law, you know. So the sanctions law, right, that you can't supply anything to Russia is against direct violation, and they shouldn't be doing it. So, you know, that's why I think it's fair enough to ask Germany to put a stop to a country that is going against direct sanctions law. So that's my opinion on it. The leadership of the Russian military unit was killed. While on vacation, it is known that one of the soldiers detonated a grenade, claiming the lives of 2 other colleagues. They were given 3 days to deliver the parcel. This was not enough time to pass the Saturday evening with strong drinks. At some point, 3 soldiers left the house. 2 remained inside, were not injured, and an explosion occurred in the yard. It was established that an F1 grenade exploded. The statement said that 3 soldiers of the military unit 11741 were killed. There are Deputy Commander for Weapons Major Mykola Kushnistov, the Commander of the Engineering Battalion Major Jehin Takha, and a Private Olenska Oleksandr Semeskov, or something like that. Ukrainian advances point to severe... So that was, again, proof of Russia's army turning against their own. Again, you know, so don't even need to prove it. Again, you know, Russians are blowing up some of their own. You know, blowing up their commanders. Ukrainian advance point to severe deterioration of the Russian units. Recent Ukrainian advancement in the western Zaporizhzhia Oblast and south of Bakhmut correspond with evidence that Russian units in these areas are suffered heavy losses. So the morale of the Russian army during the time of when we had the standstill of where losses were minimal was, you know, where you're looking at it and you thought, okay, well, maybe, you know, they were like, okay, maybe things are okay now. We can stand still now. They're getting pushed. They're not pushing forward. Nothing's happening. They're not winning anything. Not seeing any glory. They're just dying, or, you know, just experiencing death, seeing death, injured, tanks out, you know, equipment out, you know, no supplies, no proper food, no anything. And now they're seeing the Ukrainians just advance. People turning against them. So it's, you know, the idea is that they're demoralized. We knew that. We knew it for a while, but it's really starting to crack. It's been cracking for a while, but it's at the end of cracking at this point, you know. Okay, Zelensky called for the exclusion of Russia from the UN Security Council because of the war against Ukraine. Again, this is one thing they probably should have done for a long time ago, but that's up to them. Breaking as well. Norway will send 50 F548 tracked transport vehicles to Ukraine. So check this out right here. This is it. This is going to be 50 of these guys going to Ukraine. Maybe I don't know how much help they're going to be, but they're an all-terrain vehicles and can go pretty fast. So they look a bit weird. I'm not going to lie. I probably wouldn't buy it my own, but it's all right, you know. If it works, it works. And if it goes fast and it's all-terrain and transport and it's armored and it can actually do stuff, then fair enough. It's light. Maybe it's light and mobile. So good stuff there in Norway. Thank you very much. Just awesome. Another thing here. Germany announced a new military air package for Ukraine. It includes 13,000 155mm shells, 3,800 155mm DM125 smoke shells, 105,000 120mm shells, 480 M26 AT2 rockets, 200 MRAM armored vehicles, demining system, Dash armored engineering vehicles, Berg panzer support vehicles, a 15 Beck winter closing. Again, winter closing, good thing coming in from Germany here again. Generators and explosive ordnance disposal materials. So really the whole rundown here. Thank you so much for Germany as well. Thank you there coming in, you know, giving the good stuff here. Next star report of this here. Thank you very much from Germany. Coming in with a clutch. Denmark as well. I'm from Denmark, so they're giving a lot. Norway as well. Thank you so much for all those guys just keeping this war alive and keeping Ukrainians alive. Thank you very much. Winter clothes coming in. It's going to be a hard winter for the Russians, a less hard winter for the Ukrainians. Ukrainian artillery hit and destroyed a large assault group of Russian forces north of Makalykov, along with armored vehicles. So this is reported by War Monitor. The armed forces of Ukraine attacked the headquarters of the 7th Airborne Division near... wait, I've already read this. My bad. I think I've just read... Yeah, you get it. Bentley on the MAS 637 chassis. So we got a Bentley. So check this out. There's another video here. I've got that video here from Slava Ukraine. So this is a video I want to show you. This is like the SAR system that Denmark delivered, but I don't think it is. Maybe the French systems. I'm not really sure. Check that out there. This is mobile artillery systems working their asses off here in Ukraine. Boom. I mean, they hurt. They hurt when they hit the ground as well. That was like 16,000 a month or something like that. The Ukrainians are firing off now, so it is well overdue for more shells. The U.S. are upping their shells production to 100,000, so, or more than that, 200,000, I think, something like that. It's insane. All right, the Russians fired at the regional psychiatric hospital in the village of Stepanika, Kherson region, the head of Rami Olskinska Purkutin. Due to the shelling, a fire broke out on the territory as well as in the utility room. The fire was approximately extinguished by rescuers, he said. So here you go. Again, we got some people here. We got some video from that, regional psychiatric hospital. So they're targeting hospitals for mentally ill patients. So, I mean... There's no reason to it. It's a hospital, and they're charging a hospital. Look at that. Is it the charge from that? Yeah. again, this came in from Kherson region. Attacks all along here in Kherson, Kharkiv, really in Levy as well, we saw. So that right there is just insane. You didn't see that video. I forgot to show you the video. Here you go. Check this out. I forgot to show you the video. Alright, well, now you see it. Yeah, so came through the ceiling there. Alright, well, that's happening. So, Russians are doing that. Firing at hospital. Ukraine has confirmed that it will demand reparations from the Russian Federation in how the UN meeting there in New York. The agent of Ukraine in the that's another meeting from the so they're holding another meeting of UN and Ukrainian officials as well. Two Russian Federation and Ukrainian officials are going to be in the same meeting holding talks as well. The agent of Ukraine in the process, Ambassador Anton Koroyensky, he also said that the government of Ukraine has not yet decided on the amount of financial demands. I'd definitely beg for $1 trillion. I'd go up there. Well, not beg, but ask. Or demand. Demand, not ask. Demand, yeah. Strikes on Russian boats somewhere in Kherson region. Again, a lot of stuff happening in Kherson. With the help of FPV drones. So let's watch this. This is a strike on a Russian boat sailing downstream. Army of drones. This may be the Omega team, I'm not really sure. Oh, hello. Don't worry, you're not gonna see it. You're gonna cut out. You know. There you go. They're going for it. They're going for it. They don't care anymore. They're going for it. They're going for it. Zelensky calls for Russia's nuclear disarmament at UN Assembly. He's calling for it all. Terrorists have no right to hold nuclear weapons. True that. The Ukrainian president said in an address to the world leaders at the UN headquarters in New York. And that is a strong statement. Really true. It's true. Site Sevi Kloninov Sivadalosk destruction of the occupiers. 2S4 Tuyulapan 240 millimeter self-propelled heavy mortar and ammunition dump 77 motor mechanized brigade of these video here. Yeah, a lot of names when it comes to this army thing. You gotta really learn the names. So there's more videos coming up. Don't worry, it's gonna get a little bit more exciting. But this is really just to show you guys what's been happening throughout. I think this is this is just a video of general strikes throughout the day here. So this was, I'm not really sure what this was. We loaded along the Ukrainian lines there. The Russian occupied territory. Oh, I spotted it. I spotted it. Oh, there you go. That gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. That was probably a perfect hit right there. Looks like it. HIMAR help, probably. I mean, they got the reconnaissance drone straight overhead and they're not doing anything about it. Here you go again. Checking in on the watch dock here. Got an infantryman outside, I think. What the hell that is? They're definitely destroyed. Yeah, talking about. Let's get forward on that part right there. Yeah, so they got that destroyed right there as well. Another one coming in. Boom, there again. And this guy over here in the truck couldn't even feel it. They ran out the fucking truck. That's think about the Russian army, right, as well. They just run out the fucking truck. Yeah. Like, I think it's a fuel truck as well, so they were probably afraid. Looks like a fuel truck. But, yeah, it's just all over. And the Russians, they cower together every time they see one little thing happen. Zaporizhzhia Oblast, a group of Ukrainian Mi-24P hint gunship make attack runs at U.S.-supplied Hydra 70 rockets. Oh, with, not at, with. Is it make runs at? They're making runs at. I thought it was like they're attacking each other. Oh, what the fuck happened right there? Check this stuff out here. Comes in, swoops around here. Music. Boom. There you go. That's Ukrainians coming in. Yeah, self-propelled. They're non-armored there, but they're flowing around the. Hello. Really cool there. This is what's happening in Ukraine. I think they're just making exercise. I'm not really sure. All right. Ukraine has not accepted 10 German Leopard 1A5 tanks due to technical problems. The Spiegel has reported Kyiv informed the special staff of German Defense Ministry that the tanks required significant repairs and the Ukrainian side had neither qualified specialists nor significant spare parts, so there was no sense in accepting the equipment. As Spiegel writes, apparently the equipment needs repair after wear and tear received during the training on the Ukrainian military in Germany. In addition, it became known that several tanks at the same model delivered to Ukraine in July failed for similar reasons. Yeah, well, you know, that's the same thing about Denmark actually pulled out some Leopard tanks or some tanks from their museums. And those tanks actually, for some reason, well, they were actually in better conditions than the one we had in use, but that's because they haven't been used. You know, when tanks get used, the tires and everything, they get bumped so much, and they get older. They get older, so it's not unusual. Since the beginning of the full-scale aggression, Russia has blocked or seaports. Russia is trying to use food shortages on the world market as a weapon, Zelensky also said. And here we have it. The general points of what Zelensky said throughout the UN meeting. This is going to take a little while, so sit back. Ukraine gave up the third largest nuclear arsenal at the time the world decided that Russia should be the keeper of such power, but subsequent history proved that it was Russia that most deserved nuclear disarmament back then in the 1990s. Russia deserves disarmament now too. The terrorists do not have right to possess nuclear weapons. President. Evil cannot be trusted. Ask Prigozhin whether Putin promises should be trusted. Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky spoke at the UN General Assembly. What else Vladimir Zelensky said during his speech at the UN General Assembly is from Flat in the Next Star News as well on Twitter. Russia is trying to use food as shooter. We got that one. Ukraine has launched a temporary export corridor in the Black Sea. Meanwhile, some in Europe are undermining solidarity and making political theater by making a theater out of grain. You're talking about Poland, Slovakia, I think Hungary as well. So these are guys taking advantage of this, you know. So Russia is turning nuclear power into a weapon. That's also one thing he said. Various terrorist groups still kidnap children, but never before have mass kidnapping and deportation become part of a government policy until now. Adopted children in Russia are taught to hate Ukraine and have all ties with their families severed. This is genocide. Every decade, Russia starts a new war. Parts of Moldova and Georgia remain occupied. Russia are turned Syria into ruins. Russia are almost absorbed Belarus and is threatening Kazakhstan and Baltic states. Yeah. The Ukrainian formula for peace offers solutions and steps to all forms of turning into weapons that have been used for Russia against Ukraine, the other countries, and can be used by other aggressors. Today, more than ever, humanity must act in full solidarity to save human lives. Every war now could be the largest, could be the last, but it takes our unit to ensure that the aggression does not break again. Is what he came up to the podium and said. Well said. Well said, sir. Minister of Communities, Territories, and Infrastructure Development of Ukrainian. They all called Olensa Koprakov said that the ship Resilient Africa, that the ship Resilient Africa with with 3,000 tons of wheat has left the Ukrainian ports of Chornomorsk and is heading towards Horos, Horos. I don't know. This is the first time of two ships that entered the port of Chornomorsk. The last week, a long temporary corridor for civilian ships established by the Navy Armed Forces of Ukraine. The second ship is in port landing, loading Ukrainian wheat for Egypt as well. So there are ships getting out. Two ships, better than nothing. Smoke screen in Sevastopol Bay. The Russians set up there. Also blocked traffic at Crimea Bridge. They're preparing for something. So, yeah. So there's been some talks about some kind of preparation for something. They're smoke screening everywhere at the moment. However, this is not unusual. We are seeing smoke screening happening all over. This is an image that was took here today. They're blocked traffic, but this is also believed to have been because of a missile threat. So nothing. I don't think anything really big is happening. I think that the Russians are trying to get their bridge not to be attacked and not lose vehicles up on that bridge. So this is what's happening, and that's why they're setting up a smoke screen. It's not really going to help a lot, but here you go. So whatever they're doing something. The Czech Republic reached an agreement with Denmark and the Netherlands on the supply of additional weapons to Ukraine with their financial support specifically. It will be about the supply of additional tanks, howitzers, small arms, infantry fighting vehicles, anti-aircraft defense, and electronic warfare equipment of ammunition from defense industry companies. Yes, sir. I think, Alright, yeah. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Valley Salishi, held a meeting with the commanders of Tauria Operational Security Group of troops. We discussed and agreed on the sequence of our steps, taking into account the change in operational situation at the front, enemy activity, and all possible threat, he said. Okay, and then on to some little bit of a more spicy news here that we had gotten in here. The SBU detained 2 custom officers in Volodyn who were demanding bribes from importing goods to Ukraine. The perpetrators faced up to 10 years in prison, with okay. The things they took the things away of property. According to the SBU, the head of the department, in exchange for money, promised imports not to create bureaucracy obstacles during customs clearance of their cargo. The fee of such a service was $200 USA for each vehicle importing goods. At the same time, the chief custom inspector, contrary to the requirements, did not increase the custom value of imported products for entrepreneurs. For this official demand half of the saved funds. That did not make sense. I don't know. These translated things sometimes they make no sense because they're just sentences put together. You know, that don't really correlate together. But apparently, that's what they said. So they're counterfeiting, sending things across the Ukrainian border that shouldn't be sent across the Ukrainian border. So they want that going out, and that is what's happening. That's why they got arrested. So we got the pictures of it here. They don't not their faces are in fact blurred out, but there are the 2 men right here that we got confiscated their things. Confiscate. That's not even a word. I don't even think that's a word. I think he's just spelled all these things wrong. Some of these guys don't know how to spell. Sorry, they don't know how to spell. Maybe just do it. Yeah. And another one. The SSU detained a Russian informant in Slovansk, Slovansk, who was spying on the movement of military equipment for the window of her own home. The Russians were most interested in the routes of the movement of artillery of the armed forces, including the MLRS, which were involved in the counter-offensives near Bakhmut. In order to monitor the movement of Ukrainian troops, the defendant set up a kind of observation point in her own apartment. The perpetrator faces up to 8 years in prison. Here she is, an elder lady, who I believe is a staunch Soviet supporter, probably. Low-level Ukrainian Army aviation Mi-24P attack run with unguided So I think this is from another view here. We had another view of that same helicopter there we saw before, but there's another view here. I want to show this because it looked pretty cool. Check that out. Fire the missiles at head. I think it's the same one, but it's just for another view. It's pretty cool. There they are. Is that cluster munitions right there going off? Whatever that is. Gunships, that's what they're called. Alright. Ukraine Leopard 2A6 moving in the rear area, Zaporizhzhia Oblast. We have another one here of some movement of tanks. Yeah, I'm just going to go through this. Oh, I found here. So this came through here today. These are Leopard tanks. You've never seen these guys coming through here. Hello. We're here to kill you guys. Look at that tank right there. Oh, it's such a beast, you know. It's such a beast. It's so beautiful as well. It really is a beautiful thing. It's not even that loud when you think about it. It's loud, but in a sense it's not. And it's German made as well, so it's amazing. It's amazing. It's fast, it's durable, and it can do what you need it to do. And the Ukrainians love it. They love the Leopard. Accumulation of destroyed Russian equipment on the Kupiansk front. The photo shows a column of 3 Russian T-72B3 and 1 T-90M272B3. On the left side of the photo are known losses. Other T-70B3 and T-90 are new, so another losses from the Russian army here. So this is along the road there. So they're losing more and more. This is just to prove it out here. Arrival at Russian Melitopol. So what's that? There's another thing I've got. Yeah, there's another angle of that explosion there in Melitopol. So that's the thing you saw on top there. This is another angle of it. There's birds flying up. Well, you can't really see it from here, but yeah. Another angle here. So people were seeing it. We know it happened. I don't know. Alright. How much we got left here? Alright, yeah, we're near the end of that one. Sloviansk was hit by 4 S-300 missiles at night. The Minister of Internal Affairs reported no casualties, and an educational institution of dormitory and a private house was damaged. Tornadoes covered the village of Purachai. Shells hit a private house and outbuilding, wounding a person. Avidika Kurakhove Shashi Ya, the village of the Kurdi Yumivika Unshkiap, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pinishi, I don't know. The village of Tushaba. I can't pronounce these fucking names. And Torsk was shelled in the Donetsk region during the day. 2 people died. 3 were injured. So check that out. Big ass crater as well. I mean, look at that explosion, you know. So they were severely attacked throughout the night here in the Donetsk region. And look at that crater there. Look at that guy right there compared to that crater. That is a huge explosion. That's just like a huge fucking explosion right there. I mean, the buildings out there as well. You know, residential buildings. Just fucking shameful. So, Lithuania will continue to stand together with the Ukrainian until victory. This is from, this is just Zelensky shaking hands with the Ukrainian, I think, PM there. So, this is them saying we're stand together. So, thank you. So, we'll point that out. They're at least on board. An American-made M109 self-propelled gun on the 4708 BR hits a Russian infantry vehicle fighting in the Zaporizhzhia region. Is it one? Yeah, so check this out right here. We got another video here. It's right there. Boom. Boom. God damn, that is just precise. I mean, that is just precise. They even took the video of when it was fired. Look at that. Boom. And then just boom. God damn. That is just well done, boys. Well done. They're getting better at it. Okay. Bulgarian PM Nikolai Denchka says that Ukraine's sunflower seeds will not be allowed into the Bulgarian anytime soon after meeting with farmers who were blocking roads. He said no Ukrainian sunflower seeds will be allowed until producers and governments set a quota. So that's something they have to get over with. That's what they're complaining about. But yeah. USA news. We're done with that. So let's get on to the USA news. You guys are probably wondering a bit about some news that came in here today about some special stuff. We're going to get to that. Okay. So, Ukraine will continue its counteroffensive after the winter. Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General Miller, said at a briefing after the Ramstein meeting. The American general noted that Ukraine has liberated more than 54 percent of the territory occupied Russia.
Крок за кроком наближається до визначеного кінцевого стану, визначеного
It's just right not yet over.
підтвердженого країнами-союзниками. І таким чином, коли
Yeah, you get it. I can't really watch that. At the UN General Assembly, Biden asked the world to support Ukraine. Russia believes that the world will grow wary and allow its brutality to Ukraine without consequences. Biden said that in his speech in the UNGA. Biden made the call for the U.S. allies to support Ukraine, a major component of the UN's foreign policy, arguing that the world must send a clear message to Russian President Vladimir Putin that it will not be able to outplay the West. If we allow Ukraine to be carved up, it is the independence of any nation secure, Biden repeated. The words of the UN Secretary General Anthony Guterres, who said in his opinion speech at the UNGA, the Russian invader had untied a knot of horrors. Yeah. Speaking at the Houston Institute, Mike Pence stated that if he became president, he would provide Ukraine with all the weapons it needed for defeat of Russia. So, you guys don't like Mike Pence a lot, but he is supporting Ukraine. So, yeah.
Will give, and if I'm president of the United States,
Yeah.
we will give the people of Ukraine the resources they need to defeat and repel the Russian invasion and reclaim their sovereignty.
Well said. Well said, Mike Pence. You do say some good things. Very rarely, but you do say it. The head of the Pentagon announced a new coalition in support of Ukraine and promised to strengthen air defense. U.S. Defense Minister Lloyd Austin said that a number of the European countries have created a new coalition in support of Ukraine. According to him, several countries will join forces to provide Leopard tanks to Ukrainian servicemen. The coalition will also undertake the training of Ukrainian pilots on F-16 fighters. Austin noted that such countries as Estonia, Germany, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Poland will lead the coalition, and Denmark. Okay. The head of Pentagon announced that this is the meeting in the Ramstein format on September 19th in Germany. Lev Anno support Ukraine 24-22 support pilots with these news here. We're moving down the quick list here. I'm going to this F-35 here. Washington has made it clear that it does not want the weapons provided to Ukraine by the United States to hit Russian territory. This was stated by U.S. Coordinator Strategic Communication at the National Security Council, John Kirby. So Blinken said that Ukraine is allowed to do whatever they want. John Kirby is again just shows how much of a big ass pussy he is, and says that no, you're not allowed to strike inside. We do not want your equipment. But Blinken said it's up to Ukraine. So it's kind of like I don't know. The U.S. believes that the Russia and DPR, a lot of regions turning on in Ukraine right now. U.S. believes that DPRK, North Korea, has signed an arms deal. United States is distrustful of such statement and warns that it could consider the steps in the direction of violation of the UN Security Council resolution and will act accordingly. Kirby also assured that the United States will certainly continue to talk with its partner countries at the UN about how to work together to hold Moscow, Pyongyang accountable if they move in this direction. White House National Security Council coordination John Kirby said at a briefing. Yeah, Slava Ukraina supported that. I spoke before the UN General Assembly with a clear message. The road ahead is long and difficult, but we prevail. If we keep faith, we show that it is possible. Let's do the work together, deliver progress, and bend the arc of history for the good world of for the good of the world. This is from Biden. Okay, let's get to the F-35 news. You got probably waiting to hear about this. Debris from the missing 18 million is actually 130 million. To point that out. $1 million F-35 stealth fighter has been discovered. According from the officials from Joint Base Charleston have officially confirmed the discovery of debris from the F-35 stealth jet that went missing in the aftermath of Sunday incident. This debris was located in a field near Williamsburg County, sited to the north of Charleston, South Carolina. Presently, at this time, the cause of the crash remains unknown. So check this out right here. This is red. This is where it was discovered, and this is the Joint Base color. So it actually traveled from where it was supposed to land, traveled all the way over here, and landed in a field over here. Thank God it landed in a field, you know. Raw sal rates is from Twitter here. So provide us with this. Thank you very much. This is where they found the debris, so it's found. And now an investigation is going to be launched to figure out what the fuck happened. And they're a bit mad because they also said that how can the most advanced, you know, fighter jet just disappear? So they're talking about is it was hacked, what happened, you know. So they're a little bit the people aren't completely satisfied, but they're figuring it out. Okay, Ukrainian heroes. I started my visit to the U.S. with the most important thing, meeting our wounded warriors at the State Island University Hospital. Thanked them all for their service and wished them a speedy recovery. I also thanked and rewarded medical personnel and the Kind Deeds Foundation. So I got a video of that as well. This is Zelensky talking here as well. He's wanted to go to New York. Tweet from Zelensky. Check this out here. So this is man there. You can see he's got no leg there, but is recovering. This is joint efforts, I think, between Ukraine and the U.S. for healthcare purposes. That guy lost his arm. So check that out. They're really, I mean, this is just, you know, nice to see. Speaking here.
І хочу подякувати вам за те, що ви робите, за те, що ви робили і продовжуєте боротись за нашу державу, боронити наше кордон. Також хочеться подякувати до лікаря, подякувати за клініці. Very thankful to you very much. So yeah, supported Ukrainian soldiers and we're here from the very beginning of full-scale war. Thank you so much. My appreciation from all over our country.
Yeah, so he's giving out medals, rewards to these Ukrainian soldiers and heroes that unfortunately either lost, you know, a limb or got hurt, but fought for country, fought for us, fought for our freedom. Not only your freedom, but their freedom. This is what they do. So this is from New York here. So thank you very much to these guys here for protecting us, putting their lives, their limbs at risk to preserve the freedom that we live in today, and that we have and that we enjoy that very much. This is the medical staff, nurses and all that stuff that was given. Yeah, so the recovery and all these guys here that was given. Guys in charge of the programs there. It's the regiment tanks right there. This guy does not look too happy. But look at that. At least they're given proper care, you know. Away from the war, which is good. Immediately after his arrival in New York, President Zelensky visited the Ukrainian soldiers who were ongoing rehabilitation. Oh, that same thing here. Yeah. So, pictures. So, again, it's got some pictures from it as well. These guys took a picture together there. Yeah, these are pictures you saw there, but yeah. So, great stuff, great stuff. All right. Russian missile attack in Kupiansk, Kyiv Oblast, struck a car of volunteers who were evacuating local residents. 6 people died in the spot. Just tell me. Oh, sorry. And 4 men and 2 women were killed in the strike. Yeah, we got some pictures of that. These are the pictures I could show you because the others were a bit too graphic. So the car was completely dismantled, as you can see. Again, volunteers who had nothing to do with the war, who was just here to help, against the aggression from the Russians, died because the Russians are hell-bent on pissing everyone off. So here you go again. So these are just the wreckage of the car there, completely mangled together. So sad, sad, sad. May they rest in peace. The truest heroes are those who love for their own people and country prevails over fear. The 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade. So, check this one out here as well. We got some nice pictures of Ukrainian soldiers here. Really some epic pictures here that was taken. I believe these guys are still alive, but these are just to point out that we got some pictures taken of that. So, thank you very much to the soldiers of Ukraine. So, we're going to move on to EU and UN news. And I got a lot to read right here, so we're going to move on to that immediately. Latvia has announced the deportation of almost 4,000 citizens of the Russian Federation. There was even note of the need to leave the country within 3 months over the next 3 months. Almost 4,000 Russian living in Latvia have been notified that they need to leave the country. The reason for the authorities' decision was the reluctance of citizens of the aggressor's country to confirm the knowledge of the state language, as the representatives of the Department for the Citizenship and Immigration Affairs of the Minister of Internal Affairs of the Republic, Marta Rosov, reported. These are a lot of words there. All these people did not sign up for the Latvian language exam in order to extend their residency permit. Earlier, the official Riga warned that it could expel about 6,000 citizens of the Russian Federation from the country if they do not register and pass the exam on knowledge on the national language. Among the Russian-speaking residents of Latvia, protest moods immediately erupted, many whom declared the repression of their rights and unwillingness to return to Russia. I wouldn't want to return to Russia if I was them either. The Ramstein format meeting has started in Germany. It's going to be a great meeting. The U.S. General Mac Miller told the journalists before going in. He did in fact do that. We got a video of it. Just to prove, anybody comes here and says, I said something wrong. No, I didn't. Maratuska. Here we go.
From meetings today.
It's going to be a great meeting.
It's going to be a great meeting. He's a man of short words. He's also, he has a weird stature, he's got a kind of weird stature.
It's going to be a great meeting.
He's never one to waste words. It's going to be a great meeting. See you on the other side. Well, he wasn't wrong. Despite having a population of less than 6 million, Denmark stands out as one of the foremost backers of Ukraine when it comes to military equipment. When considering its population on to support ratio, it ranks as the foremost supporter among all nations. Because we are freedom fighters. That's what we've been for a while long. I am staunch. I am also from Denmark, and I support Ukraine. That's the most cringe thing ever I just said right there, but you get it. You get it. We'll also talk a bit about Finland here. Finland conscription and actions. Despite having a relatively small population of 5.5 million, Finland has an impressive wartime strength of 280,000 due to the comprehensive conscription service, and pretty much everyone in Finland also has served in the army and has combat capabilities. They've been preparing against the Russian invasion for years and years, almost since World War II. They've been preparing for it. So again, I want to point out here that I like the Finnish. They're nice. Erdogan says he trusts Russia as much as he trusts the West. The stated reason for his cynical view of the West, Turkey waiting for the EU membership for half a century. He does have a point. However, I do feel like he's still so far away from having any EU sort of, comparison that, yeah, we don't know. But it's he certainly doesn't make it easy, He's kind of like an on-the-fence kind of guy. The act of assistance to the citizens of Ukraine living in Poland is temporary. I don't think it will be extended. Announcement for the Polish government spokesperson. So he's also talking about the assist to the Ukrainian citizens living in Poland. So Poland is turning their weirdly enough, I don't know if they're turning their back on it, but they're playing this political game, and I don't get it. It's worth awful money or something like that. During the week, 58 cars with the Russian license plates were prevented from entering Lithuania. During the week, the flow of cars with Russian license plates decreased every day, and attempts to enter Latvia was recorded only in a few cases, the Latvian Customs Service said. So yeah, there was a backup of cars there. And again, this is because Latvia and Poland and most of the Baltic countries and maybe Germany and maybe Austria has also talked about it, are going to close their borders for Russian number plates. Russian cars with number plates, basically Russian citizens into the country. It's basically a closer border for people with Russian number plates. So, no official statement yet. However, I think the Kremlin did say it was going to be some kind of a indestructible action or something like that, So, it is a lot. It is a lot. Ukraine, Estonia, and Luxembourg launched an IT coalition with UDCG in Ramstein. Grateful to Estonia and Luxembourg for this important initiative. Thanks to Belgium, Denmark, Latvia, Lithuania for joining our efforts with a secure IT infrastructure. Ukrainian soldiers will be more efficient on the battlefield. Thank you very much again, Denmark. Denmark, yeah. We're just steamrolling through here. Turkish President Erdogan on Russo-Ukrainian war. It is very clear that this war is going to be a long and it is not going to end soon. More regions turning on red here in Ukraine. We want to be very hopeful. Mr. Putin is actually in favor of ending this war as soon as possible. I am only saying this according to his words. Mr. Putin wants this war to end as soon as possible. That is what he said, and I believe his words. Only two leaders can say how long this war will last. Yeah, of course he wants the war to end as soon as possible. What do you think? He wants the war to last? No, he doesn't. He can't afford it to last. It's just saying. Yeah, Erdogan is also in New York at the UN General Assembly. German Foreign Affairs Minister has summoned Poland ambassador. The German accuses Poland of having let in too many illegal immigrants into Europe. Well, it's not really their fault, is it? It's Belarusian fault. They keep letting these immigrants into the country, and we're allowing them to it. We haven't done anything against Belarus except sanctions, and stuff like that. But again, just want to point out that really is not. It really is not Poland's fault. They shouldn't say that, but all right. In Germany, a meeting with Ramstein Forum has begun. The head of the U.S. Defense Minister, Lord Metz, has already arrived at the meeting. Ramstein, the new Minister of Defense of Ukraine, will take part in the meeting for the first time. It will be a great time. It will be a great meeting. General Mac Miller. So this is I just repeated myself there. Okay, and again, So Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer probably has announced plans to reintroduce border controls on the border with Italy in response to migration crisis on the Italian island of Lampedusa, which is an Italian island of these immigrant problems that we are seeing. I'm going to get into some more on that probably, but yeah, huge immigrant problem happening in that area. So, not a fun time at all. Breaking news. German Minister of Agriculture, Jem Osandimia, lashes out at Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary for extending the ban on import, but not transit of Ukrainian grain. You should show solidarity when it suits you. When you don't like it, if you don't. What? When you don't like it, you don't. You show solidarity when it suits you. When you don't like it, you don't. Oh, like that. Yes, I agree. France today announced that the country would be taking any of the migrants from Lampedusa under the voluntary quota relocation system. Tensions are rising between Rome and Paris over the issue. Yeah, tensions. Well, they're not going to go to war, but tensions are rising in the European Union again. So I've got some news on the Chechnya leader. And this is funny because I had a picture, and this is apparently some kind of. I mean, I can't claim this, right? Don't know what this is, but there was a picture, and this picture right here came out. What looks to be him in a incapacitated state right here, a coma state, or at least very critically ill. But the report says Kadyrov's condition is serious. Even if he does not die, Kadyrov's health problems will affect the situation when financial flows and redistribution of political powers within the Putin regime. According to Yusuf, the intelligence cannot put an end to the issue now, but there was indeed information about the death. So there are also some people saying that he died, and this was from Ukrainian intelligence. And these are apparently pictures of him very sick. So, I have another one here. Kadyrov is either in a coma or in a serious condition. A Chechen human rights defender, the closest relative of the sheep lover, are in the Kremlin hospital. Chechen human rights defender Musa Lamie also said that Kadyrov began abusing drugs after receiving unlimited power in Chechnya. He later underwent rehab, resulting in the alternate reappearance and slurred speech. Drug addiction led to the fact that his internal orgasm. Sorry. I don't know what I meant to say. Organs, not orgasm. My bad, guys. My bad. Began to give up. Every time we saw him on the air in the videos at a meeting, it was as if he had undergone some kind of therapy. He was always slow. He spoke easily. These are consequences of rehabilitation, explained the human rights defender. All the details. All right, yeah. So a little bit next here, there's some Elon Musk news, and I want to give you guys this news right here because it is going on here. He's apparently thinking about making X, Twitter, a paid service. So you have to pay some kind of monthly fee to actually use Twitter, which sucks because then you would have to, not for just being verified. You would actually have to pay to just use Twitter. So this sucks. I mean, and there's even a video about it. So check this video out. Yeah, of course. He's always looking for ways to make money. And people, and the reason why, and he'll explain right here.
I mean, the single most important reason that we're moving to having a small monthly payment for use of the X system is it's the only way I can think of to combat vast armies of bots.
I will give him the factor benefit of the doubt that it will combat a big amount of bots that is running around on Twitter, and there are things that are being uploaded to Twitter that should not be uploaded to Twitter, and many videos that are being shared on Twitter that probably shouldn't be shared on Twitter. So again, that point I see to be true. However, I do think the whole idea of paying a fee to use a social media is a bit of a ridiculous thing, but we're gonna have to wait some more updates. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a little bit like, Major riots taking place in Dana, Liberia tonight. People are furious with the authorities, accusing them of criminal neglect during the flooding disaster, which killed around 20,000 in the city. Unrest in Liberia could create migration flow to Europe. It's already created it. There's about 10,000, 13,000 people on a small island that only had about 6,000 inhabitants. Labuda side, whatever, fucking Italian island, right? But this is violent, and it's happening in Liberia, an already unstable, failed state. It's now more unstable and more fucked up. But that's happening right there. Smashing. The unstable region is setting fire to things. This is their way of doing things. Chaos, and then do a little bit more chaos. So apparently the government blamed the people for the disaster. So I don't know. It's a weird situation. There was some video that came out here. It was a pretty cool video. Video of a reports that NASA, the Parker solar probe has just flown through an eruption from the sun. Check this out right here. So it actually flew through an eruption from the sun. First time that's I don't know if it's the first time, but it's seen up close, as we haven't seen that before. I certainly haven't. Just wanted to show you that. It's pretty cool looking. It's a GIF. Boom, right there. Look at that. That's in outer space, by the way. Really, really cool. All right. Well, that's my document for tonight. I'm getting tired as fuck. My knee's starting to hurt a bit, so I'm probably gonna end the stream here pretty soon or later. I'm gonna check out Flight Trader 88SB, and then we're probably gonna end it a bit shorter here because I need to get myself sleep. So, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good stream. There's some couple of aircrafts going on over in the Russia right now. A lot of interesting aircrafts right there. We got a Tupolev T-14PU and we got a Rush. This plane is one of the planes that the Russian president has also traveled on. We got two of those up. We got 3 of them up. No, we don't. We got a transport over here. All right, some special activity going on here in Russia. Transport plane over there. A lot of transport planes. Look at that. That's a big bird. That's one of the I think it's one of the biggest birds that Russia has got. Comes to transport. It's heading into China right now. Of course it is. RC. We got a river joint outside Japan. Check that out. Reconnaissance going up, guys. Transport planes all over. Mach 10, that's a drone right there. In the Mediterranean. Tankers. Not a lot of air travel. Oh, there you go. We got a Doomsday plane up. Took off from Germany. Is heading into... That's probably Mac Miller's plane, don't you think? Or maybe Secretary Defense, that guy. Could be that. It could be one of those guys. Mac Miller, maybe. I don't know. Pretty interesting stuff right there. We're gonna go on 88SB 1 second here. Bow out of water. Wait. Played on the water, boat on the track. A lot of combat missions. I think there's some kind of major combat mission going on down here, or training going on down here. It's the second day in a row we've seen multiple amount of Blackhawks, some kind of exercise. We got a B-52 up. That's a B-52 bomber. We got 2 B-52s up. Not unusual. They usually hang out down here along in Texas. However, there's 2 of them. Alright, then. What are you doing here? We got the Doomsday plane right there. The transport planes. C5. We got some P8s up as well. We have a B-52 up. 2 B-52s. That's interesting. Haven't seen those in a while. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. These from the U.S. side there. C5's over here. Oh, air activity going on here in the U.S. Over to Japan. Here we got a Kawasaki C2. Got that KC Stratov. That's it. That's right there. KC R7, the river joint right there. We saw over some planes over to Philippines right there. No, nothing. No unusual travel. Maybe we got to see Air Force 1, Air Force 2. No. Oh, he's not out of travel. That's right. He's in New York, so he's not gonna be there. All right, well, guys, I think I'm gonna cut the stream here. I am beat. I need to get to sleep. Back with a bit of a better stream tomorrow. I got through most of what I wanted to get through, but I will go to sleep now because I am just fucking tired. I think, wait, actually, 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something before I go, because if he does have that up, then I will. Oh, actually, he does have that up. You know what, guys? We're gonna watch daily news of from Flash here from today, and then I'm gonna end the stream afterwards. So you gotta watch this, and I'm gonna end the stream when that ends. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'll end the stream when this is over.
But you always look pretty.
Thank you so much.
An illegal war of conquest brought without provocation by Russia against its neighbor Ukraine. Like every nation in the world, the United States wants this war to end. No nation wants this war to end more than Ukraine. And we strongly support Ukraine in its efforts to bring about
many wars, but not as active defender against the aggressions. In many cases, the fear of war, the final war, was the loudest here, the war after which no one would gather in the General Assembly Hall again.
Машину кончили.
What are your expectations from meeting today?
It's going to be a great meeting.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Air defense is saving lives.
поїдемося, чи що? А? Сподіваюся, ми з'їмося, чи що?
Доктора сюди.
І шукати ніхто не буде. Аж та поліція, яка приїде, не буде шукати.
Меня сегодня избили, весь в крови, стволом махали. Короче, приручайте, убивают.
Gama z boka, Steve. Все.